Good day. Good day. Good day. Good day, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome. Welcome to Sip with Red Melissa. Let me throw that up there. Good day. I am Red Melissa, and this is Morning Sip with Red Melissa. And SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Practice makes progress. So, welcome to the show. It is streaming to you through New Thought Media Network. And as a way to introduce myself, I am Red Melissa. And I use the technology of spiritual psychology, spiritual practices, and universal principles to companion people in disrupting limiting patterns of thinking and behaving by prioritizing their mind and their heart to reveal the healing from within. This is my passion. This is my purpose. This is my ministry of joy, where I support people in living life in joy, connected to their yes. So I am an ordained interfaith minister, a licensed religious science practitioner, a spiritual life coach, and the spiritual director, senior minister at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, a New Thought Center in New York. So if you need support, if you're looking for a life coach, my information is strolling at the bottom of the screen. You can send me a DM to my social media and we can set up some time to talk. So good day, everyone. Welcome to the show. Good day, Sekou. Good to see you. Sekou, every time you roll a 6, I'm like happy. I'm like, yes, it's a 6. It's a 6. You don't know what I'm talking about, you got to check out the Be Your Own Hero show where Sekou rolls the dice every day. And whatever the number is, you have to take money from one account and put it into a separate account for your emergency fund or for debt reduction or for investments. So I always love when he rolls a 6. The Dice Man. Yes, yes, yes. Good day, Hope. It's good to see you. Blessings from Arizona. Good day, Miss Bliss. Pamela, how you doing, girl? Good day, Simone. It's good to see you. Good day, Linda. How's it out there in Colorado? I hope you're getting some warmer weather. So good day, everybody. You know, today is Monday, which means that we're going to start a new series. So I've been contemplating, I go into contemplation mode when it comes to our new series. And we've done two 2-week series back to back. We did the non-resistant series for 2 weeks, and then we did the procrastination series for 2 weeks. So if you missed any of that, check out the replays on my YouTube channel, I Am Red Melissa. So about a month ago, I was cleaning out some stuff, decluttering paper, and I found all of these. Can you see this? I found all of these. So what all of these are these little pamphlets of different subjects, most of it spiritually focused, right? I found a bunch of them, just like stacks of them, right? And a seed was planted to do a series based on these pamphlets. So this morning, I said, I think this is going to be the week. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to pick a pamphlet, and every day this week, we're going to go through that pamphlet. Just the highlights. I'm not going to read a pamphlet to y'all, but I just want to pull out the highlights. And all of these pamphlets are giving us information and tools that we can use, right? Because I'm all about the practice. I'm all about the application. Knowing something is knowing something, but we have to put it into practice. You don't really know it until you put it into practice. It's the marrying of the being and the doing. We have to put it into practice. So that's my intention for this week's sip. So our theme this week, let me make a banner for it. All right. Our theme this week is pamphlets. So, our first pamphlet is one of my favorite New Thought thinkers, New Thought leaders, and that is Emmett Fox. I love Emmett Fox. He gets to the point, he's very direct, and he can be a little sarcastic at times. So he is, as I said, a New Thought leader from the 20th century. He passed away, I think, in the 50s. He was highly influenced by Judge Thomas Torrard and Emma Curtis Hopkins and other New Thought leaders. And so he has a bunch of little pamphlets that he's done over time or that have been done for him after he passed away. And I found this little treasure in my stack of pamphlets. And this one is called The Golden Key. The Golden Key. You see how little this is? The Golden Key by Emmett Fox. So here we go. And I'm going to read the foreword because I just like what he's saying in the foreword. So he says, I have compressed this booklet into 6 pages. Had it been possible, I would have reduced it to 6 lines. It is not intended to be instructional treatises, but a practical recipe for getting out of trouble. Study and research are well in their own time and place, but no amount of either will get you out of concrete difficulty. Nothing but practical work in your own consciousness will do that. That's what I'm talking about. Nothing but practical work in your consciousness will do that. The mistakes made by many people when they go wrong is to skim through book after book without getting anywhere. Read the Golden Key several times, do exactly what it says, and if you are persistent enough, you will overcome any difficulty. So I love everything about that, right? Practical work. So this is what we're focusing on this week. This is what SIP is all about, right? Spirit and practice. Practical work to shift our consciousness, to raise our vibration. Yes? So what is the golden key? What do y'all think the golden key is? Yes, Fee. Yes. Wow, wow, wow. 6 pages. Yes, that's what we're saying. And what do you think the golden key is? Put it in the comments. I should have said that in the beginning because now it's going to take a minute before it comes through. But what do you think the golden key is? What do you think the golden key is? And as you write that in the comments, I'm just going to share a couple of his other pamphlets. Emmett Fox, Golden Keys to Successful Living, Power Through Constructive Thinking. That's one of his books. The Sermon on the Mount. That's another one of his books. So maybe that's a list of his books. Oh, here are his booklets. The Golden Key, The 7-Day Mental Diet. Remember that one, Sekou? We're definitely going to do that one this week. I have it right here. The 7-Day Mental Diet. Yes, we're going to do that one this week. The Lord's Prayer, The Wonder Child, The Yoga of Love, Your Heart's Desire, The Good Shepherd, The Everlasting Gates, Be Still, The Secret Place, The 7 Main Aspects of God, Make Your Life Worthwhile, Keep on the Beam, Love, Sowing and Reaping, The Word of Power. I could go on and on. They list about 50 here. I'm just delaying to give you a chance to put it in the comments. Oh, Hope is saying I have the 7-Day Mental Diet. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So this is the golden key. The golden key is scientific prayer. Those of you who are familiar with science of mind, religious science, new thought, probably heard the word scientific prayer as spiritual mind treatment. And Sekou is saying yes about the 7-day mental diet. Yes, yes, yes. So scientific prayer is spiritual mind treatment. And when I say in my introduction that I'm a licensed religious science practitioner, I am a practitioner of spiritual mind treatments. So I have clients who come to me for treatment, right? So we have a practitioner session. They tell me what their issue is, and we do a whole session, about an hour, just unpacking the issue, but more so knowing the truth about the person, knowing the truth about their life, right? So what's underneath that issue? What's underneath that difficulty? What is that limiting belief that has been underneath that difficulty, right? Because it's not about the difficulty, it's about our thinking about the difficulty. So that's part of the process of having a practitioner session and using spiritual mind treatment, because in spiritual mind treatment, we go through scientific prayer. There's a formula that works, right? So this is not about spiritual mind treatment, although I'll find a pamphlet for that and do that one this week also. This is about how we can use scientific prayer for difficulties. So this is what he says. Scientific prayer will enable you sooner or later to get yourself or anyone else out of any difficulty on the face of the earth. It is the golden key to harmony and happiness. So this is what he says. In scientific prayer, it is God who works and not you. Now that right there should be a hallelujah, right? It is God who works and not you. And so your particular limitation or weaknesses are of no account in the process. So it doesn't matter what it is, big or small, tragedy or crisis. It doesn't matter what it is, right? Because it is God that does the work, not you. You are only the channel through which the divine action takes place. And your treatment, meaning prayer, will really be just the getting of yourself out of the way. All that is absolutely essential is to have an open mind and sufficient faith to try the experiment. Emmett Fox is big on experimenting, right? So he'll just say, just experiment with it, right? Apart from that, you may hold any views on religion or none. So it doesn't matter. It's not about religion, okay? All that you have to do is this. You're ready? Write this down, y'all. All y'all have to do is this. Stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. And if God don't feel good for you, put in whatever does. The Most High, the universe, nature, goddess, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Stop thinking about the difficulty and instead think about God. This is the complete rule. One rule. One rule, right? You got to have an open mind and you got to have faith with this rule. Stop thinking about the difficulty, instead think about God. Whatever it is, just stop thinking about it and think of God instead. That is all you have to do. Work by releasing anything or everything that you know about God. So these are our truth statements, right? God is wisdom. God is truth. God is inconceivably love. God is present everywhere, has infinite power, knows everything, and so on and so on. So we already have our statements of truth. Those of us who have our quality for 2023, that essence that is God, that we are embodying more fully for 2023, right? So that's your statement of truth. right? I am, and just drop in your quality. I am love. I am law. I am laughter. I am joy. I am focus. I am abundance. I am steadfast. I am bliss. I am compassion. You know what I'm saying, right? Just drop it in there. So you rehearse that every day, right? So you must stop thinking of the trouble, whatever it is. The rule is to think about God. You must think of God and nothing else. Your object is to drive the thought of the difficulty right out of your consciousness for a few moments at least, substituting the thought for God, substituting for it the thought of God. This is the crux of the whole thing. So, Emmett is saying just for a few moments, right? Focus, take a pause, take a breath, focus on God. Shift your consciousness away from the difficulty. Throughout the day, rehearse it, right? Just for a few moments. You'll see I'm very excited about this. Just for a few moments, yes? In order to golden key a troublesome person or a difficult situation, think, now I am going to golden key that. He writes, now I'm going to golden key John or Mary or the threatening situation, and then proceed to drive out all thoughts of John or Mary or the difficult situation right out of your mind, replacing it by the thoughts of God. So if you're having thoughts about money, if you're having thoughts about health, if you're having thoughts about a relationship, right? And it's bad, right? Bad health, bad finances, bad relationships, just difficulty, hard, all of that, right? Stop thinking about that. And instead, think about God. Instead, apply your truth statement. I am abundance. I am love. I am healing. I am healed. I am complete. Okay? Yes. If you find that you can do this very quickly, you may repeat the operation several times a day with intervals in between. Be sure, however, each time you have done it, that you drop all thought of the matter until the next time. This is important. We have said that the golden key is simple. This is simple. And so it is. But of course, it is not always easy to turn. So it's simple, but we don't always think like this, right? It might not be the first thing to come to mind. Our first thing to come to mind when we're in a difficulty is to talk about the difficulty, right? To share it with people, right? To go into complaint about the difficulty. The easy turn is usually not, oh, let me take that right out of my consciousness right now and think about God. Let me take this right out of my consciousness right now and think about love. Let me take this out of my consciousness right now, right? Simple, but we don't necessarily go to it as our first thing. So we get to practice, rehearse, going to love, going to God, going to the Most High, going to the universe first about any difficulty and focusing our thinking on that. This is the last part. By constantly repeating some statement of absolute truth that appeals to you, and he gives some example. There is no power but God. The perfect peace of God. God is love. God is guiding me now, right? Do not struggle. I'm like, yes, Emmett. Do not struggle. We don't have to struggle, y'all. We don't have to struggle through things. Do not struggle. Be quiet and insistent. Quiet and insistent. Each time you find your attention wandering, just switch it straight back to God. Do not try to think out in advance what the solution of your difficulty will probably turn out to be. This is technically called outlining and will only delay the demonstration. Leave the question of ways and means strictly to God. You want to get out of your difficulty. That is sufficient. So don't spend your time trying to figure out the how. This is what he means by outlining, that you want it to look a certain way. You want it to be resolved in a certain way at a certain time. You want it to be this. That is outlining. Instead, he's saying you got enough to do, right? With just thinking about God and not the difficulty. So just focus your energy and your attention and your attention there. That is the golden key. That is the golden key. Yes, Emmett Fox, right? So the rule is to think about God instead of the situation, the difficulty, to shift our consciousness from to me, like victim consciousness, oh, why is this happening to me? Oh, Lord, oh, me. Shift from that consciousness to through me consciousness, knowing that God is working through me, knowing that God can only do for me what God can do through me as me. So we are shifting our consciousness, raising our vibration, and we're repeating our statement of truth over and over and over and over again throughout the day, right? So for me, my statement of truth, my go-to statement of truth that I use, God is my source. God is my source. God is my source, and I am resourced by the source. Yes. Everything happens for my highest good is another one of my go-tos. And everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me. And the how is up to God. That is God's business. Stay in your lane. Do your work, right? Don't do God's work. Do your work. And then leave the question of how to God, right? So simply our part is to stop thinking about the difficulty. Stop wallowing in the difficulty. Instead, release it, surrender it, turn it over to your higher power that dwells within you with faith, consistency. Insist upon it. Insist upon it. Yes? All right, y'all. So that's one pamphlet down, The Golden Key by Emmett Fox. All right. I hope y'all like that. It was good for me. It was a nice little refresher. All right. So let's get into some joy news. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. I certainly did. On Saturday, I went to see Sky. Do you remember Sky from back in the day? They had this hit called Call Me. If you need someone to talk to, call me. Do you remember that? Oh, they were fabulous. The ladies of Sky, a Sky reunion. It was great. They were at the cutting room. So that was fun. And then yesterday was supposed to be my lazy Sunday after service, but it didn't turn out that way. That's a whole nother thing. But it was a good weekend all in all. So I hope you all had a very good weekend also. And let's see what's coming up. So, this is Monday. Okay, so next Sunday, we have our Sunday in Praise, and we have two things that happen at 10:30. One is a replay, Living Life in Joy. And you'll know what happened yesterday. It didn't air because I put the wrong date. I put today's date for Living Life in Joy that was supposed to be yesterday. So there was no Living Life in Joy yesterday. It was supposed to be the last Black History moment. So, oh well. And so that's at 10:30 on New Thought Media Network. My mind went somewhere. And then at 10:30 a.m. also, we have Sunday in Praise at Rockland CSL, where I am the spiritual director. And this Sunday, I'm so excited. It is our in-person service. So we are at Rhino Comedy Club, which is in Suffern, New York. And every first Sunday, we have in-person service there in person, on Zoom, and on Facebook. So if you can't make it, you can still join us on Facebook or on Zoom. So March, y'all, can y'all believe it? It's going to be March this week. So Sunday is March 5th. So we have a new theme for March, cultivating authenticity. And my talk on Sunday is everyone else is already taken. I love that. So we just wrapped up February's theme, which was curiosity as a superpower, which I absolutely love. And then yesterday, my sermon was living curiosity out loud. And I was all in it, y'all. I was on fire yesterday. Woo! So if you missed my sermon yesterday, you want to go to Rockland CSL on YouTube and you can check out the sermon. Yeah, yeah. It was like a complete download yesterday. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I see you, Fee. She said, you on fire again. Fire. Yes, 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 yes. Let me see. Hope is saying, please remind me where to see you. Okay. So on Sundays, if you go to rocklandcsl.org, rocklandcsl.org, that's our website, Sunday service tab. Just click on it. And the Zoom link is there right on the Sunday service page. So you can go and join us on Zoom, or you can watch us on Facebook Live at our Facebook page, Centers for Spiritual Living, Rockland County. Okay. I hope that's helpful, Hope. And I know you're not in the area, so those are your two options. And let me just check. Okay, I'm just checking comments. I love it. Okay, Golden Key, right, Gina? Yes, we love that. You're welcome, Hope. Gina, love today. So inspiring, wonderful. Fee, you are teaching to my entire mind, body, and spirit. Yes, Fee. And then Sky was my group back in the day. Real music. That's what I'm talking about, Fee. Yes. Call me if you need someone to talk to. Yes, yes, yes. Satisfaction guaranteed. Yes. You're welcome, Hope. And sermon was life-changing. She was on fire, fam. Check out yesterday's sermon. Powerful. Thank you, Fee. I appreciate the love. And thank you, Wayne. May the night sky touch your soul also. Thank y'all all for the comments. I really appreciate the energy back. So, two other announcements, and then we're going to close out today. Please mark your calendars for the next Meditation with the Moon. It is next Tuesday, March 7th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right where you're watching me now. It's sponsored by New Thought Media Network. So March 7th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, wherever you're watching me now is where Meditation with the Moon will take place. We do a full spiritual practice, which includes inspirational reading, inspirational writing, meditation with the moon, and prayer. So it's an experience, y'all. It's an experience. So it's very different from SIP. So I hope that you can join me for that. Okay, Hope. Hope is saying she'll definitely check out yesterday's service. Wonderful, Hope. So the last thing is, I was doing a lot of thinking as a result of the procrastination series and coming up with my plan, right? So I shared on Friday that part of changing this behavior pattern is to write down a plan, right? Because we're about transforming habitual behaviors and patterns that no longer serve us, that get in the way, right? And so my dance with rest is something that is getting in the way of my life. That sounds so dramatic, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And so my homework was to write out my plan for shifting my bedtime procrastination, right? That revenge sleep procrastination, how to transform that. And one of the techniques is to write out a plan. So I did. Anyone else write out a plan that's dealing with procrastination? Let me know. And surprisingly, and whenever I write out a plan, I pray first for guidance, right? So I always ask for guidance. And surprisingly, two things came up that I was like, what? How is this part of the plan? But it's part of the plan. So I'm going to share that with you on Friday. Some things that came up in my guidance to shift my pattern of bedtime procrastination that really surprised me, but I'm going to follow the guidance and I'm going to share it with you on Friday. All right, y'all. All right. All right. All right. So I will see you all tomorrow as we continue our pamphlet series. I'm glad you love the meditations, Linda. It's always wonderful to have you. And Hope will have the last word here. I have a few of those little pamphlets and small books, by the way. They're so old. That one is falling apart. Yeah. I just collected them. Like a lot of them I got at thrift stores, right? And they're just like giving them away for like 10 cents. And then some people have given to me over time. But I've just found them all the other last month. Look at all of that. And there's more. So we went through The Golden Key by Emmett Fox today. So stay tuned tomorrow to see what pamphlet we will be exploring. Yes, this is so exciting for me. I hope it resonates. I hope it resonates. So peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.